Get ready to pay more at the drugstore, a major company that produces toiletries.
The increasing cost of living. Food prices are already higher than ever.
We've done a very thorough job of furnishing our homes with the newest contemporary conveniences, from the practical Keurig machine in the kitchen to the opulent waterfall shower head in the bathroom. The old, dependable products we once relied on are all but gone as we embrace the new. It's all part of the evolving game of taste, which is frequently sped up by the development of technology. We prefer items that are more effective, comfy, and practical. What, however, is specifically out? These typical household goods will inevitably be obsolete by new technology. Number 1. Water filters and purifiers. The California drought has demonstrated how severely our food systems may be disrupted by water shortages and how fast they can develop. People begin searching for water filters and purifiers whenever an emergency seems imminent because they're crucial for any stockpile. The extreme cold during the Texas freeze of 2021 caused water pipelines to burst, depriving millions of people of access to clean water for days. These circumstances emphasize how crucial it is to have these things on hand because systems can malfunction at any time, making it impossible in some cases to visit the store. Stock up on these products while you still have the opportunity. The market for household water filtration units was estimated at USD $10.85 billion in 2021, and from 2022 to 2030, it is anticipated to increase at a CAGR of 10.5%. The sector has experienced tremendous growth recently as a result of altered lifestyles, particularly in metropolitan regions. The domestic authorities are required by the lack of drinking water to supply the populace with an acceptable amount of it. Companies like Eureka, Forbes, and AquaGuard have taken advantage of this chance to become market leaders in the home market. The COVID-19 outbreak has had a negative effect on the world market for water purifiers. Because of lockdowns, water purifier production has been temporarily halted. Number 2. Toiletries. The market for toiletry items has suffered as a result of the COVID-19 global pandemic. Toiletry items were not regarded as essential during the active pandemic. As a result of the epidemic, there has been a decline in demand for toiletry items. The supply and distribution networks were disrupted as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, forcing governments to implement lockdowns. Production was impacted by the transfer of operations and vendor operation activities. Due to the closure of convenience stores and hypermarkets, there was a shortage of some goods. Due to the manpower shortage, the disrupted raw material supply, and logistic challenges, enterprises were finding it difficult to produce new batches of toiletry items. When individuals learn about the supply chain issues or severe weather, personal hygiene items like toilet paper are the first to go missing. Since 2021, the price of these goods has increased significantly by about 17%. We may assume that when shoppers start swarming the stores to buy these goods once more, we'll have to pay even higher prices for them. Always keep extra toothbrushes, soaps, moisturizers, razors, and hand sanitizers on hand. Also, keep an eye out on sales, and don't forget to take into account the needs of each family member. Number 3. Seasoned firewood. Normal wood has a significant moisture content, which makes lighting much more challenging. Because of this, the ideal kind of firewood to have on hand in case of power outage or the need to build a fire to prepare food and frighten away potential predators is seasoned firewood. Seasoned firewood can be very beneficial, but it's vital to remember that winter is coming, which means the consumer demand will soon start to climb and prices will rise as well. Just as it did previously, a firewood shortage may be in the works for early 2024. But if you secure your own supply now, you can get ahead of it. Number 4. Fuel. Our domestic fuel sources are still limited, according to the Energy Information Association, which has said this repeatedly. Extensive outages can be caused by a single failure, as they were earlier this year when gasoline stations in Florida experienced disruptions. EIA data reveal that gasoline supplies are lower than usual for this time of year, which is bad news for people who depend on their cars for transportation to and from work or other routine activities. A deficit can swiftly spiral into a nightmare. If you haven't done so already, make sure you do so before seasonal pricing rises and other disruptions like weather impact stations nationwide. According to a special edition of the Production Gap Report, published by eminent research institutions and the UN, the COVID-19 recovery could be a turning point where nations must alter their course to avoid locking in levels of coal, oil, and gas productions that are significantly higher than those compatible with a 1.5 Celsius limit. According to the 2020 Output Gap Report, despite evidence that the world must reduce output by 6% a year to keep global warming to 1.5 Celsius, nations intend to expand their production of fossil fuels during the coming 10 years. Number 5. Self-defense tools. Before a serious threat materializes, you'll need to arm yourself with trustworthy self-defense tools so you can defend your home as well as yourself. Since the outbreak, the cost of self-defense has sharply increased, as many individuals have noted. As people began to understand how crucial it was to keep these items on hand to protect their loved ones, you'll undoubtedly pay a lot more when thieves are allowed to roam the streets and there's an uproar. If following a significant event, you have to compete with other customers for the things you desire and need, to avoid being caught off guard later, evaluate your demands and start looking for bargains and sales today. The size of the global market for self-defense goods was estimated at $2.4 billion in 2018 and is anticipated to grow at a CAGR of 5.9% from 2019 to 2025. The main element influencing the worldwide market is the rise of civil disturbances around the world. Apart from racial unrest, outdoor pursuits like camping and hunting also increase demand for self-defense guns. Number 6. Baby supplies. If you have a baby at home, you're aware that their needs are urgent and that you should always plan for potential emergencies so you can meet their needs. A formula that is still in use after almost 2 years is evidence that the supply chain for baby products is particularly fragile. Many stores still have baby supply shelves that are empty, and things might get worse very quickly. The last thing a parent wants is a sick child without access to medication or a hungry child without access to formula and food. You can look for sales in physical and online stores and buy in bulk to save some money over time. If you can, don't forget to put pharmacy items on your list because flu season is approaching. The size of the world market for infant products was estimated at $214.13 billion in 2021 and is anticipated to increase at a 5-point CAGR of 5.7% from 2022 to 2030. Consumer preferences are changing in favor of a high-end premium baby products that are utility focused and of superior quality, which is one of the main drivers promoting market expansion. Additionally, the market is expanded by parents' increased knowledge of their baby's health and hygiene, as well as by doctors' recommendations that parents regularly use personal care products to properly nurture their baby's skin. The unprecedented global public health catastrophe known as COVID-19, which had an influence on practically every industry vertical, is expected to have long-term impacts on the industry's growth throughout the course of the projected period. When choosing any baby-related products, whether it be baby food, baby cosmetics or toiletries, or baby safety and convenience, parents around the world have become more cautious, as people become more aware of the health risks connected with using synthetic baby products and toiletries, such as bacterial and fungal infections. The demand for chemical-free and safe infant care products has increased. Due to this, people are now more willing to pay higher rates for high-quality skin, bathing, and other hygiene items. Number 7. Gasoline containers. Recall the days when people used to store gas in plastic bags due to shortages. Please refrain from doing so since it may be dangerous to your health and the health of others and endanger a great number of lives. If you're really thinking about stocking up on gas, make sure to do it in the most secure manner to avoid any mishaps. That might not only harm someone but also eliminate all of your supplies. There are appropriate plastic and metal containers where you can safely store gasoline for months or even years if you aren't diligent enough. The oil and gas sector is no longer the successful and financially secure business it once was. From extraction to transportation to refining, profits in the sector have declined over the past 10 years, as have revenues and cash flows. There have also been several bankruptcies, drops in the stock value, and enormous capital investments that have been written down as worthless, costing fossil fuel investors hundreds of billions of dollars. That's all for today. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Also, express your valuable thoughts in the comment section below. Until then, bye. Also, spend some time watching other videos on the channel.